Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here for virtual road shows selling honeymoons and destination weddings. And we're interviewing top suppliers who provide that service for you, our travel advisors who specialize in those areas. And we're giving you a little glimpse at that. And then, of course, you can go down on the trade show floor, the virtual trade show floor, and actually meet with a lot of these folks and a lot of their companies. So we're going to get right to it. And this first one is we're really looking at resorts, and we have a wonderful resort representative here from Club Med. It's Michelle Schwartz, who's Weddings and Romance by Club Med sales manager, which kind of speaks to the whole issue at hand. I think that you can't go better than that. So we're going to talk to Michelle about what Club Med provides and what they can do, and let's get right to it. First of all, Michelle, I've introduced you already, but describe Club Med for us, for the layman who we all know what Club Med is, but I don't know if some of us realize you can actually get married there and have romance. And I mean, for years, Club Med was the singles place, right? And then it became the family place. And
Yes.
now it can become the honeymoon and destination weddings place, right?
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here and I'm honored to represent Weddings and Romance by Club Med, which actually is a new product for us.
Really? Okay.
We started in July of last year, and we built some new packages, and we are still very much a luxury family resort.
Right.
But except for our resort in Turks and Caicos, Turquoise, which is all adults. So we have lots of wonderful places where you can get married, both in Mexico and the Caribbean. And you can choose if you want a family-friendly resort or you want something that is strictly for adults only. We have found that our Cancun resorts and our Punta Cana resorts, despite being family friendly, are excellent places to get married and have a destination
Well,
honeymoon.
because you can actually have your whole family there, right? If you want to have,
That's right.
well, that's great. It's a great mix.
Yeah.
Again, you don't have to just go to a couples only resort. In this place, you can have bring the kids or your friends, bring the grandkids, everything else, and everybody can be there, which is actually
Yes.
now typically. So why did you suddenly decide you're going to get more heavily into this market?
Well, we discovered that we were doing it anyway, but the process was painful.
Right.
We didn't have any systems in place, and it was just kind of ad hoc. And so we really did want to make it the experience better for the couples that we were bringing, or that were coming to us to do weddings and romance. And so we developed some packages around the program, and we've done a lot of training of our village teams and staff. And so we wanted, like I said, we wanted to make the process less painful for our couples and for us.
Right. So now you have a whole program and you're obviously working in charge of it. So it's great. Now, what are the kind of resources that you have to help travel advisors sell more honeymoons and more destination weddings at your resorts?
Oh, thank you so much for asking. So, hopefully, travel advisors are familiar with our CMTA, which is Club Med for Travel Advisors. Very easy. If you're not registered, certainly let your BDM know. We can get you registered. If you don't know who your BDM is, you can definitely speak with me at any time, and I can let you know who that person is. And then we have a whole training module. But we also have customizable flyers. We have a PDF of a full wedding brochure. And because we have so many different destinations, I'm doing webinars and some destination honeymoon,
Right.
destination wedding and honeymoon Facebook groups, things like this. I'm more than happy to come to any local meetings that you might be having for travel advisors in your community via Zoom. And we just hosted a FAM. So if that's of interest,
So that's a FAM that was specifically geared towards travel advisors who sell destination weddings and honeymoons, right?
it was specifically for destination wedding and honeymoon specialists. And we
Wow.
certainly hope to repeat that too. So
See, I remember the days when you were doing you were doing family fams, for family travel specialists, and trying to convince people that Club Med was for families. And boy, you had a hard time doing that back in the '90s. I remember, and I remember, but then yet I went with my kids, and they loved Club Med. They had a great time, and I guess you're going to the
Oh,
next
that's great to
convention.
hear.
No, we went to, well, you don't have it in the system anymore, but Club Med Sandpiper. And
Yeah,
that
yeah.
my daughter was actually in the circus school.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
well, we have circus school at all of our resorts
Punta Cana. I
everywhere.
remember you had a very
Yeah.
big circus program there, and so
Yeah, very, very large in Punta Cana for sure.
you could actually have a destination wedding and do it on the trapeze, right?
Yeah, and not only can you do it on the trapeze, but one of the perks of having a destination wedding with us, if your group is 20 or more people, is you get to personalize a Club Med experience.
Hmm.
So if you wanted, now with the trapeze, it's only up to 12, and you may
Okay.
have more people than that, but we can personalize any of our Club Med activities for you.
Yeah, well, I never could do the trapeze. I've tried a few times, and I was just
I'm
thoroughly
not a trapeze person either.
I get out in the middle and I just end up having to drop because I just can't do the trick, you know. So a lot of other people could, but so I don't know if I would recommend you do destination weddings by trapeze, but it's definitely another activity there. Now let's talk to get into that. Why take a honeymoon, let's say, at an all-inclusive resort today, which is kind of obvious, but why would you recommend taking a honeymoon at your all-inclusive?
So that's, you just said the words, all inclusive. And with Club Med, not only are our all the activities included, but you just mentioned, for example, that you had difficulty with the trapeze, but maybe your kids, like you mentioned, your daughter loves it. So not only are they all included, but we're going to teach you how to do them too. So we have, as you mentioned, circus school, but we also have archery school or sailing lessons. We have cooking classes. We've got all the activities that any all inclusives have. They are all included, but so are the lessons.
No, that's great. And I know I have been in a number of Club Meds over the years, and Punta Cana is really completely structured that you have all these different things you can do. A lot of sports, which is always fun, a lot of activities, very active, and yet you do have your areas for the spa and the places that which I would say would be great for a honeymoon, let's say, with
Absolutely.
the spa areas of the resort.
And Punta Cana is a great example because they have a couple spa room available. Also beach palapas. So Punta Cana is a great example. And in July, we're gonna have the opening of a brand new wedding space in Punta Cana,
Oh
as
God.
well
Oh wow.
as
What will that be?
uh,
What will that entail?
we have a partnership in Punta Cana with Basuti, Casa Basuti, which is a wedding planning group out of that works in Club Med in Brazil, and we're bringing them to the North American zone in Punta Cana. And so we're opening up a brand new, it's a meeting slash wedding space, but it's
Okay.
going to be gorgeous, and it's primarily where you can get married with a beautiful view behind you, and then also have a beautiful designed reception.
Right.
And at the same time, we've reimagined one of the restaurants there, and that's opening. And new luxury family suites are opening as well.
Okay. So
So
you can
the
bring the whole
reasons.
family and go to you may not want it on your honeymoon, but and that actually leads me to the next question. The advantages we talked earlier about some of the advantages for having a destination wedding and all inclusive, but clearly you can have everyone there. You're kind of paying one price, and so that would be a major. Any other advantages to having it at the all inclusive?
So we also, Punta Cana is another great example, although this is available at other Club Meds. There is an adult only space, which is our Zen Oasis.
Right.
So we have exclusive collection buildings, which are luxury, where you have a concierge service. And in Cancun, for example, we have the Jade Building, which is the exclusive collection building. So a resort within a resort that has fabulous honeymoon suites.
Right.
So you get all the all-inclusive, which has all your meals, all your adult beverages, and your not adult beverages. And I think that what makes Club Med a special all-inclusive is our GO team,
Sure.
um, our gentle organizers. It's French,
Or
which
we say
is a
gentil organisateur, right?
that's right. Oh, you said it so much better than I did.
gentil membres. Yeah, that
That's right.
I
And
got
so our
very
GO
acclimated. I used to go to a lot of Club Meds back in the day, and it's great now. You can do all this other stuff, honeymoons, destination weddings as well. So those are really, they're not really, they're kind of your camp counselors in a way. I love that
They
idea.
are. That's a great explanation for them, the camp counselors. But unlike other all-inclusives, which have instructors for the activities, and they may or may not be included, the lessons for them, uh, our GOs want to sit down with you. They want to get to know you. They want to share a meal or a beverage. They want to make your wedding or honeymoon is special for you. And so they're going to go all out to recognize you at some of our entertainment. They're going to sing for you. They're going to make sure that you feel extra special.
So they're kind of like the wedding crashers, in terms of they want to be part. They want to be part of the wedding, and they're part of the party.
They
And that
Well, it is the perfect place for people who do want the community to be a part of the experience.
right.
That makes us very special. That's what our luxury is, really, is our community.
And
We welcome you home.
who officiates at these weddings, by the way? There's like in Punta Cana.
We have outside officiants who come for the symbolic ceremonies. Right now we're actually working on a Catholic ceremony, which has to be done by a priest. So we're locating priests that can come in to facilitate the wedding. We have partnerships with amazing wedding planners that are all local to the area.
Okay.
And so they use another way we contribute to the community at Club Med. We have our Happy to Care sustainability efforts as we work with the local teams and local purveyors of the floral, the rental, and the development of the specialty cocktails are all done with the local flavor. So if you're in Mexico, you're going to get a beautifully crafted Mexican cocktail. And if you're in the Dominican Republic, it's probably going to have rum instead of tequila. So all of the local flavors, we work really hard to incorporate that into our wedding packages. So they're different at every Club Med village.
That's great. So you do incorporate local, and that seems to be the trend wherever we are, to really get in touch with the local area and, local foods, local customs, everything else. And it sounds like you're doing a good job of that, even in this category with destination weddings and honeymoons. Now, well, obviously we just gone through a pretty bad period the last 3 years. A lot of people had to cancel weddings. I know, my son had a wedding that got severely reduced from 250 to 25. I kept telling him, do a destination wedding. They didn't take my advice, but I thought that would have been a great solution. Is there any advice you can give to our travel advisors who specialize in honeymoons and destination weddings on what might have changed and what might have stayed the same in the market after the pandemic? I mean, where are we now? Is everybody coming back in droves and wants to get married, or what's going on?
I was just going to say the same advice that travel advisors are hearing about everything. People are coming in droves. It's busy. Try and get your couples to book early. We're
Yeah.
still seeing a lot of last minute, like people are trying to book 3 or 4 months out, and that's not cutting it anymore. The earlier you can get your couples to commit to a date, the better chances of availability. And within a destination resort, or a destination wedding or honeymoon, you're wanting friends and family to come with you. And right now, if you're trying to book within 2 to 3 months, the room rates are prohibitive and the airline rates are prohibitive for you to really have everyone that you want, your community from home with you. So, the earlier those travel advisors can work to get people to sign on the dotted line, the better it is for you, the better it is for
Absolutely.
us, and the better it is for them.
No, absolutely. Because of the demand, you really have to plan. Everybody says plan ahead for your wedding, but it's not like you can call, hey, I want to come down next week and get married. It's not going to happen, right?
No. Well, not inexpensively for
Not
sure.
inexpensively. Yeah, that's it. Now, tell us a little bit about where can travel advisors go to get more information on your honeymoon and destination wedding programs?
So as I said, CMTA is a great start.
Okay.
Let me spell out my email because I spell my name uniquely. It's Michelle with one L.
Okay.
So Michele.Schwartz, SCHWARTZ
Okay.
.EXT at clubmed.com. I would love to point you in the right direction, introduce you to your BDM, send you our collateral, and help you in any way that I can.
Michelle, I want to thank you for filling us in on Club Med. I guess I used to cover Club Med a lot over the years. I've been to a number of them, but
Well, we got to get you back.
I,
We
I
got to get you
definitely, the
back.
last one was Punta Cana, and I would love to get back one of these days and see it because I always enjoyed Club Meds and I've always enjoyed it. I love the concept of having a GO, Jaunty member, Jaunty Organizator. And it just, I mean, it's if you like sports, it's like crazy. You can do whatever you want.
Are you
But
a
now,
skier at all? Do you ski at
I
all?
I know. Well, and you guys, that's another one.
Yeah.
You guys have become the leaders in all-inclusive ski. I don't know any other all-inclusive ski resort, and it's really amazing what Club Med has done in that regard. And I have been invited, but sadly, I don't know. My skiing days might finally be over, but if you invite me over to Europe or France, I might be convinced. I know
Okay,
you
I'm
have the
gonna
one
pass
up.
that
You
along for sure.
I know you have the brand new resort up in Quebec, which is
Yeah.
apparently wonderful. Maybe someday, but it's one of these things where for me, skiing is kind of like it better be really good, and I have to get back in shape to do it. I used to ski all the time, so I suppose you could probably do
You can
honeymoons,
do ski
honeymoons and
lessons.
romance, and at the ski resorts as well, right?
Yeah, my favorite actually, even though I spoke a lot about our beach resorts in the Caribbean, my favorite is actually Quebec Charleroi. And I
Really?
am not a skier at all, but I took the funicular up to the top of the mountain, and that to me would be a dreamy, beautiful place to get
Oh
married.
yeah, no, it looks amazing. I've seen the pictures, and it could be an amazing place for a wedding or a honeymoon. If you got a honeymoon couple really into ski, that'd be
Oh,
wonderful.
for sure.
And if you get families who love to ski, I mean, it's a perfect place because you can bring it and basically everything's taken care of. Your ski rentals, your lift tickets, everything. I think it's always been
Mhm.
the most incredible deal in all inclusiveness, and it's just nobody else has this product except Club Med, and it sounds like you can do this with weddings and honeymoons too.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Well, Michelle, again, great to see you. And if you want to find out more, you can go on the virtual floor, and there is a Club Med booth, and there's information there, and you can find out all about that during the show this whole week. And then you can also contact Michelle directly to find out more, but contact her early, obviously, to get your
Yeah,
plans in. Because
please.
otherwise, you ain't going on honeymoon, you ain't getting a destination wedding. Well, that's probably extreme, but it's you got to think about that given the demand that's happening here, and it's great. Michelle, again, thank you for taking the time and
Thank you, James.
appreciate it. And I'm James Shillinglaw.